I will start directly with a question. I won't waste time on creative intros or anything. The question is, have you ever felt what it is like to be a 25-year-old man? You may think, what the hell is he talking about? How can 25 years of age be an old man? Well, it is possible. The experience is not the same for every one of us, although there are only few people who had to grow up faster than their age, carry responsibilities and burden themselves with certain projecting visions of future. Why would anyone want to do that to oneself? Well, the answer is simple. It's compulsion. The world as we know now is unpredictable. One moment you are thinking to yourself, I have a lot of time in my hands to build a lifestyle, to build a career, or to be successful. What's the rush? And suddenly, the next moment you are thinking, how is everything falling out of hands? Why is it that suddenly all my leverage, all the time I had is gone? I started to take on heavy burdens earlier and started working towards them. I don't have a trial and error phase anymore because that I can only afford when I know I have time. But when I had to grow up before my age, I found myself scarce of time. I cannot afford to make mistakes anymore and let them be fixed. My decisions have to be right. What I do should be absolute because I am not in my typical 20s anymore. I have to think like an experienced 40-year-old man who knows his certain ways around life. My capabilities do not have a boundary anymore. I am capable, that's why I understand what it is to feel like an older man. So, more responsibility is handed to me. People around me have become dependent on me, and I cannot fail them because there is no trial and error phase anymore. This over the top capable man in his 20s will also feel fast burnout of life. I will have to carry the exhaustion of a 45-year-old man, and being young is now a thing of the past. I was always a step further ahead in my life. I never fitted in with the people of my age. I was always surrounded by people older than me. Friends, relatives, co-workers, never had anyone of my age to be around with because I just always felt that I was somewhat mature than them. The gap in me and my aged peers comes from the chaos that I cannot share with them. They are in their 20s chilling, casually hanging by the time of their life. Nothing feels fast for them, but for me, I seeked meaning out of it. I felt like they can waste time, but suddenly I cannot, which created a gap leading me to distance myself from them. I cannot be irresponsible, careless, or casual about my life, so I felt like an outsider in that circle. I felt like I have moved on and they are just not ready to become what I am in the process of becoming. I cannot contribute to their small conversations or drama because I simply feel that it is immature. I didn't project this onto others, but I always felt because of my aura attracting people older than me, I was never okay with being around people my own age because it felt lacking, it felt wrong. The way I started perceiving fun changed completely. I do not find my pace in partying or being reckless anymore. After a certain age, you start craving peace, silence, and serenity. I was somewhat shocked by myself when I came to realize that the party invitations do not excite me anymore. The traveling days feel like too much of an effort, and honestly, it felt like wasting my youth. If I know that I should be building right now, then doing anything else felt like a waste of my time, energy, or money. I still have fun, but in a different kind. I get fun out of intentional living. I like quiet nights. I like making progress. I like maintaining the peace of my own space. I like having my own time to myself and my close ones, and I am enjoying things in a different manner. But it does not feel like youth wasted, and that's the point. Some things make me feel alive, although it's low cortisol activities. I don't need to be moving in a herd like everyone else. It's no longer a necessity to be in a group. A couple good friends can make me feel young and alive and in the right manner. When you start to think like an old man, you start to live like an old man, and your body follows. The mental input implied on your mind also takes its toll on your body. Your health becomes your priority now. Your choices change about food, sleep, and rest. You start getting feedback loops of the mental physical awareness. If I travel that much in a bus or a train, my back might hurt. If I don't take care of my health now, my future might be in trouble. If I do not have enough rest, how will I work like this for long term? Successful is not something you become overnight. Plus, the burden of being an older man, taking on responsibilities for family and loved ones, gives you a sense of being manly. I have to take care of myself, otherwise, how will I take care of my family? I have to make better and healthy choices, otherwise, how will I sustain this body for long term working phase? I have to give up drinking or smoking because what if it hurts or me or gets me hospitalized? These are the things you start to worry about when you start to live like an old man. Because the early life exhaustion puts stress and discomfort on your brain. And it is a renowned fact that stress kills men early more than anything else. So I should see to it that my stress levels are balanced, my mind stays healthy. So you start organizing yourself, health habits check, rest cycle check, workspace ergonomics check, my environment check. And at this point you realize I am a 40-year-old man trapped inside a body of a 25-year-old. And so I make decisions that slow me down physically rather than having momentary thrills. The weight is real and it does puts stress on your shoulders. Being burdened with the shoes that do not even fit me yet made me realize that the world is not all sunshines and rainbows. When a man is burdened with things he was not ready for, he has to sacrifice much more. He has to be willing to take up actions for the tasks that do not just benefit his own propaganda anymore. If I make a decision and I don't think for the rest of my family, then my word will be considered irrational, unthoughtful, and I will be tarnished as a disgrace who cannot be as good as the man that is missing from my body.